Hey everybody, this is Rick Dutton. Now, I've got a little time this morning. My clients are running a little bit late, and I want to talk to y'all about finding fish that are fixing to move up on beds. A lot of people just go by information on the lake when they're fishing. They hear about it, or if they're on the water a lot, they actually start seeing the beds. But the best thing to do to catch your biggest fish this time of the year, is when these fish are suspending in that pre-spawn mode and they're fixing to move up. You want to catch them about a week before they go, because that's when they're going to be the heaviest. One of the things that I like to do is I'll pick certain areas on the lake that I know they spawn year after year. And what I'll do is I'll hook up a Texas rig worm or maybe a light shaky head, and I'll fish this 4 to about 8 foot of water, even 10 foot of water. And if I start catching a lot of male bass, they call them buck bass, I know that these fish are up there and they're kind of going around and they're looking for places to already start making these beds. Now all the big fish that had moved up, they're actually in back of you in that deep water, in a channel cut in 25, 26 foot of water, suspended anywhere from 14 to 15, 20 foot. Well, these big females are sitting there waiting. So that's when they're going to be their heaviest. They're already getting their eggs in them, and they're going to move up in 4, 5, 10 days, and they're going to move up in there to spawn. Sometimes they can be a little bit hard to catch, but sometimes you can get them really, really good. And these are going to be your biggest fish. But a lot of people go by what people say on lakes, or if they see the beds, well, they've already got the fish on the beds, and a lot of times they'll catch them and they lose some weight if they're throwing their fry out. You want to catch these big fish this time of the year, and like on Lake Fayette County, they hadn't started pre-spawn mode or nothing yet, but they're setting up, and I haven't been catching a lot of buck bass shallow, so they're not even starting yet because the water temperature here is dropping up and down all the time, so it hasn't stabilized in that 62, 63 degrees, for a 10-day period or so in that zone to where these fish can actually get ready this time of the year. But one of the best ways to do it is to fish the shallow water and see if you can catch a lot of male bass. If you start catching these male bass, you've got 5, 10 days, they're going to start getting out there, off that pre-spawn, they're going to start moving up. But that's when you want to catch your biggest fish. Anyway, this is Rick Denton with a little tip. And don't forget to throw a drop shot sometimes on these little buck bass, because you're not fishing for big fish in that shallow. You're trying to figure out when the big fish are going to make that move. But remember, fish to deep water, Carolina rig, shaky head, even a drop shot. You can throw an umbrella rig on these fish too. You get down their depth and you got to pretty well knock them in the head, but they're going to bite you. But that's when you're going to catch your biggest fish. Thank you very much.